Was it good manners to hijack this meeting?
I think if good people sit still and do nothing, that's how evil will prosper. Our representatives have not, the political parties have not been represented us.
With respect, you hijacked a private meeting.
I think we're entitled to do so when they're trying to rob us blind. That's what they're doing. Irish Water have nothing to offer the Irish people. All they're doing is setting up a revenue stream for themselves. The local authorities will still be looking after the water. I'm not involved in any political party.
You disrupted what could have been a positive meeting.
It was never going to be a positive meeting. There was going to be a load of councillors who were minding their trough, who were going to ask stupid questions about, can I get an extra allowance for this, that or the other.
That's what people want.
People want their water. And people want their water to be public, not private. Private water has been shown to be a disaster all over the world. Paris and Berlin, other cities in Europe and England privatised their water 20 years ago, and all these companies that are coming in here, that have their offices set up in Dublin waiting to buy into it, they're being run out of those countries because they didn't fulfil their promises. They'll put in an infrastructure. All they did was put in meters and take revenue out. That's the history of private water. We don't mind paying. We pay more for water as long as it's municipal water.
Your officials from Irish Water travelled here today to hold a constructive meeting. You hijacked it. A waste of a day.
I travelled to Dublin 160 miles at my own cost to protest weeks ago. I spent hundreds of pounds of my own money photographing stuff and educating myself and educating my community in Mayfield. I'm not belong to any political party. I never was. I was always involved in youth and community work. I have children who are struggling to find jobs. I attended a park meeting where I got some inkling of what was going on. I watched what I thought when in my youth, Prime Time and other programmes like that gave Skin and Hair Flying, and the arguments were discussed. When I watched it, it was packed full of a load of THC.
What have you achieved by hijacking this meeting?
I have empowered the people of Mayfield to feel they can make an effect, that Irish water can be collapsed as it should be.
You have elected officials in there that said they didn't want this meeting to go ahead, they didn't want a public debate. We have serious questions to be asked because the politicians aren't asking it. We want to know why it's been privatised. We want to know why the security of people's water can be tampered with. Now, the meter, after 85 million euros being spent on consultancy fees, people can actually tamper with your water going into your house.
You came through, you attended a private meeting, you came through the doors of a private meeting, you got in the way of progress.
I walked through these doors and nobody stopped me whatsoever and told me there was a private meeting going on. I heard that Irish Water in here. I had questions to ask them, and people that I'm working with on the Right to Water campaign have a lot of questions to ask them as well. And I think it's an ideal opportunity not only to question the people representing from Irish Water, but the councillors.
You stormed in here at the meeting as a band.
I really resent that. And I understand where you're coming from with it, and I understand why you're using it, but that did not happen.
Enda Kenny says,
I'm the representative of the Right to Water campaign in Cork, and we're putting on a massive show of force on Saturday in the city and across the nation, and we knock back this water charge, and we will put back water into public domain, because our water is not for privatisation.
Enda Kenny says it's a communications issue. If he explained it to us better, we'd understand it. It is a communications issue. What part of 1 million packs not gone back to him and 100,000 people on the street, what part of that does Enda Kenny not understand? I'm putting my Jack Russell forward for election for Taoiseach next time. My Jack Russell understands English. If he's digging himself into a hole and I tell him stop, he'll stop. He can smell a rat at 100 metres.
Listen, sorry, with respect to you, right?
Yeah.
Why get in the way of progress? The meeting has been abandoned. You've wasted people's time.
This is Irish Water coming here today is not progress. What led to this event today was them hijacking and storming people's water supply over the last few years and going about at night time in one of my local areas inserting meters after fooling people to have their boundary box installed. They are undemocratic, they are unelected, they're not accountable, they're a massive bonus culture, and it's only now when they've seen 100,000 people in the streets of Dublin and more people in Cork this weekend is that no, they decided to meet us, we put forward a very fair proposal that 5 people would speak to 5 locals, and that we would keep everyone quiet, and that they'd have the right to speak, and they abandoned the meeting because they knew that they were undemocratic and unelected and unaccountable.
There's about 80 of them, 5 of us to speak.
With respect, this is a done deal. You'll have to pay the bill.
No, we won't.
Coming on Saturday, you see what's the done deal.
With the previous existence.
Water is not free. It's already paid through 5% motor tax, universal social charge, PRSI, the cutbacks in my income and in everyone's income here. And after 6 savage budgets, this is taking the meat.
These protesters came in here to have a voice for the people. Now, we spoke to Jerry Grant, who's the head of logistics with Irish Water, and he was willing to leave these protesters and 5 of their reps speak for them at the meeting in a peaceful, dignified way. But a number of councillors from government parties and Fianna Fáil wouldn't allow the meeting to go ahead. And we're here, Sinn Féin and some of the independents, and we said we want all the meetings to be open, transparent, have the public and the media there. And there was a guy that came in, Paul O'Donoghue, who's the head of customer relations with Irish Water, and he said to Jerry Grant, if the public are here and the media are here, this meeting isn't going on. And is that what we have now? People from behind the scenes coming in, dictating who should be at meetings.
Elected by Irish gas.